Welcome, everybody. We have a special treat for you today. I have a grandmother and granddaughter team here that I am so excited to introduce to you. So Lee Porter is here with her granddaughter, Kaitlin. Kaitlin is a budding illustrator, and Kaitlin and her grandmother just released their first book. And I've been so blessed to be able to be a part of that, Lee, and to be there and getting ready to click publish with you. It has been just an amazing opportunity for me. I would love it if you could just talk a little bit about how you guys came up with the idea for this book, because I think it's just an amazing story.
Well, first off, let us thank it. I mean, it's back on you too. So thank you so much for giving us ideas and helping us move along with this journey with us. And we appreciate it. Along the story, what was going on is I go out and walk early in the morning. And so I thought we were playing the birds, like the Alfred Hitchcock thing. And so, and of course, what did, you're trying to cover your hair because you're thinking, oh my gosh. And they weren't birds, they were bats. And you're kind of like going, ooh. And so when I came back and, like, okay, you felt a little bit like Pigpen, how Pigpen just kept on, from Charlie Brown just kept on going, and they followed me all around. So when I was going to the kids and saying, like, what do they eat? I mean, like, are they going to eat my hair? Are they going to eat so as we kept on going back and forth and talking about, they just kept on, my grandkids kept on laughing because this is hilarious. And then Kaitlin goes, this would be a cute book.
I think it was originally my brother's idea to turn it into things that humans eat and make it like a little like it's funny. So
That's true. He thought it was funny, and then at the end he said, "You know what? We really need to come up with these are not pets. And what really do they eat? We want to make sure we do a disclaimer and say these are not pets. We need to eat certain, they do eat certain things, So.
He's the sciencey one.
Yes. Yeah.
So it was more than just the two of you. It also involved your grandson and him adding ideas that resulted in additions to the book as well, right?
Absolutely. We've already gone through, had it edited and had Bobby look at it and everything. As I was showing him, he was saying, you know what, we really need to change this. I said, it's too late now. It's too late now. We're not changing anything. So he goes, we could make it better. We could do this. And I guess it's never done. Yeah, I mean, it's never done.
So Kaitlin, tell me about you and your interest in, do you write? Do you read? Have you always loved to illustrate?
Over quarantine, I definitely got a lot more interested in drawing because I had a lot more free time. And then, with the Zoom meetings, it got a little boring while you were watching, so you could do a little bit on your notes or something. It really sparked my interest in drawing at first. I have a bunch of sketchbooks that are completely full just from 2020 and 2021. But yeah, I've always loved to write a lot. That's always been my favorite subject in school.
I love it. Do you anticipate writing a book of your own someday and doing a writer and illustrator kind of book?
Maybe. I always get started on something and then I divert to something else. So maybe if I can get a good solid plot down.
Yeah, we have a perfect editor for you. But this has been really incredible. I thought maybe I would share some images from the book, if you'd like. Let me just see if I can find.
So she has an awful lot of other interests too. So I told her that we could keep her busy, like forever. Not only is she really good at, doing the drawing, but oh my goodness, how you are so technically I'm technically challenged. She is not. So sometimes I'll be working on it forever and she'll say like, oh, Nana, we can go this way or we can do this. And thank goodness she knows how to do all of that. And I do believe sometimes when you look at her, she doesn't roll her eyes back, but I think in her head, she maybe do.
That's funny. So
she's good, I mean, she's very sweet. But
it sounds like the two of you are very close. Has this been a nice bonding opportunity for the two of you?
Kaitlin is the sweetest thing, and of course I'm the Nana, and I'd say that. But not only is she's extremely creative and very talented, and she does put up with an awful lot of, oh yeah, Nana, and I don't, and you can tell she must hang around because some of the words that she used, and she can sing with the 60 music, so you're kind of like going, obviously she's been listening to this for a while.
Pick up a lot
I
of
love
habits.
that. I love that. How was that? How was the experience for you, Kaitlin?
It was definitely like what I said earlier during quarantine, it was definitely like a reason to keep in contact. So it kept that bond close when we couldn't see each other as much.
Mm.
But yeah, we've definitely gotten closer over the years.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
she's
love that.
always been a sweet, sweet kid, but you're right. First daughter, unfortunately, died of cancer. And Kaitlin was very sweet and extremely young. And of course, she didn't take the place of my daughter, but she certainly was, she would listen to the stories and you would rock her or swing her in the swing, and we would do our ABCs and do Sesame Street things and stuff like that. So, it definitely did, help during that time, and certainly still does.
You know what? I'm gonna just share what I've got here so we can show a little bit. Can you see on the screen
Yes.
the title or the cover here? So, and I don't know that this is the final cover, but it's the one that I could pull up most easily. So, how old were you when you started with the illustration? With the
Yeah, I think I was 11.
Yeah. She was 11, and she
Wow.
volunteered, and she has an extremely it took her a little time. She had, stuff like school and, the other things she likes to do. I don't know what her problem was. I should be top of her list, but she got into her own style that is just as cute as can be.
Yeah.
And I said, Kaitlin, this is really sweet. This is, so nice.
Well, I remember you showing me these and the illustrations she came up with, and I thought, and do we need to do anything or provide them to an illustrator and have the illustrator touch things up or whatever? And you know what? The first thing I thought was, this is just so sweet. The fact that the two of you did this together, I wouldn't want anybody else touching this. It's just, and it's adorable. I think kids are going to love it. I
It
love
is.
I love the way the designer added a little bit of
Yeah.
color to the words to make it look really cool. Yeah, I really love the book and the story and what you did to kind of take this little character here that is absolutely adorable and turn it into kind of a silly story about what do bats eat. And then I know you said your grandson wanted to make sure that there was some science behind it and some true facts. So we get his influence in the book as well. And now, Kaitlin, show us. You've got some additional work I hear that you've been doing with the next book for the two of you. Can you share that with us? You got some drawings there?
These are some of the drawings. I don't know if you can see them super well.
Oh,
Now, we were discussing she's a ballerina and has been dancing for a long, long time. We've just gotten her on point, and she's now part of the company.
Yeah.
And I keep on saying troupe, but it's the company. And we don't see a lot of young men that dance.
There's there's one guy in the entire company, and he just joined, so he can't really do like a lot of the things. But there is an adult that does a lot of stuff, but the people that do it are getting older, so we need someone to take over. So I don't know. It was a good story idea.
It's like tradition. Since the parents have always done this and the grandparents have always done this, and wanting to pull away from tradition and doing something that's definitely not considered very masculine to do, but it makes him happy. Or his parents going to reject him because they don't want him to do that. They want him to stay in the business that they're doing. But he's not happy at what he's doing. So we were going to make it a girl, but Kaitlin had said, I had just had a little piece of paper and I was making notes. I usually do like an outline, and on my paper, because I put it down and we were doing something, she drew these pictures and she goes, I can make it, a girl, but why don't we make it a boy? And I thought, oh my gosh, I never thought about it doing it that way, because you're gone away from what your parents want you to do. And
a lot of people in ballet are obviously girls, and a lot of parents like put their girls in ballet at a young age. So it wouldn't be like abnormal for a girl to want to do ballet, but it's a little bit more unique for a guy to want to do ballet on his own and not because of like his sister or his mom or something. So I wanted to like
what a great idea. And I love that you had the foresight to think about that. And I think it makes it much more valuable of a book, because it's not just about a female ballerina, which there are a lot of them. So I can't wait to see that story, and I'm happy to work with you both on that to continue. So Kaitlin, what would you say to other kids who have an interest in putting a book together or working with a parent or a grandparent? Any advice for them?
You're coming to a roadblock, or like you feel like, this isn't working out, I'm not good enough or something for a real book. You just got to keep going, because your art style is going to progress over time. It's going to start to look better, and you're going to start to be more satisfied with yourself when you're actually like proud of what you're doing instead of continually putting yourself down. So definitely just keep trying, and that definitely helped me.
I love that. I love that. What was it like when you started to see your illustrations turning into a book?
Like a whoa moment, because it was like, wow, this is real, And when they added the border around the words, I really loved that. And I was like, wow, this is like real. And it looked really cool. So I was really satisfied that it ended up turning out good.
Yes, I love it. What about you, Lee? Any advice for grandparents or parents that are looking to work with and bond with their children?
It's been a very bonding experience. We do have a very good relationship. I'm very blessed. They live down the streets, and it's not that far to go and physically go see her. We do have other grandchildren. Unfortunately, they're not as close, but with technology, it certainly has changed that you can do Zoom or Skype. If you don't think that your grandchildren, they have some interesting things to tell you. You have to listen to them. Don't go ahead and think that, oh, I'm too old and they're too young and neither we shall meet type of thing. Listen to what they have to say. Hopefully they'll listen to you too. And but she's really good about doing that. And so it's don't disregard what the grandchildren and children have to say. Now you can go
Great idea. Like she took that idea you had and turned it into an award-winning idea. That's just amazing.
I had some old video that I was looking at, and you could see the talent. And she had to have been maybe 7 or 8. You could see the talent. You could see it starting to, turn and I mean, it was good. It's just gotten progressively better. And don't doubt yourself. Don't say like, oh, I can't do it, and that's it. And I think that's like you decided you want to publish a book. Like you stopped, you can't, I can't do anymore. You've got something to say as she has added to what I have to say. I can write the words, but it's become a good collaboration that it helps get my message across. And I think she captured the characters even better than what I could have done. I mean, with my words, she understood what I was trying to say. So yeah. I thought it was the cutest.
And my first book that I worked with an illustrator, I spent $7,500 on illustrations. So
Yeah.
You guys illustrate when you have the talent to illustrate your own book, and that talent is just going to continue to grow. You can save a lot of money and grow your following, because so many people are going to be inspired, Lee, by what you're doing with your granddaughter and what Kaitlin's been able to do. I hope that you'll come back and talk some more when you're ready to do the next book, Kaitlin. I think it's amazing what you've been able to accomplish, and you have inspired me, and I'm reading the book to my granddaughter later today. I can't wait to see what she thinks about it. I think it's going to
Ooh,
be
she could be
wonderful.
rough though. I hope she likes it.
Oh, I'm sure she will love it. She will love it. And she's one that likes to doodle and thinks that she's someday gonna draw her illustrate her own book. So I know she'll be inspired by that. So thank you so much for sharing your story with us. And thanks again for letting me be a part of it.
Oh, well, thank you. And thank you for bringing out that let's talk to teachers and inspire other children to do this. Because when she was in the kindergarten or first grade, I would go to do readings at schools, and I would bring her in, and she would read it to the class as as I was just there. She would read it and turn the pages and everything. It's not only do we want them to spark their creativity, we want them to read. We want to, to go to other places, even though you're here, go to other places and have fun. Have fun with it, even if it's fantasy or if it's nonfiction. You have fun with it, but keep on reading, and don't give it up, and don't give up. I think is what it is.
Sure.
Don't get discouraged. That's the good word. That's it.
I love it. Perfect. Thank you so much again for joining us today. And we're going to be following. I'm a fan already. So keep up the great work.
Oh, thank you so much.